All right, folks, welcome to a brand new episode of Deep Fried Friends. We're in between the holidays. It's almost the end of the road with New Year's coming up. So I would like to thank everybody for joining us. With me, as always, is my brother down below, Elkman,
Howdy, howdy.
the big man himself, Swooky,
Waka waka.
and Sleeping Beauty, Spanky over here, who we had to rouse from his slumber.
And as always, we're an hour late and a dollar short. Hi.
Yeah, if we did anything on time, it'd be shocking.
Wait, how are the cameras laid out now? What the hell?
On my screen, Swooky, you are to my right, which actually is my left. Nope. There you go. Okay. Elk is below me, and then Spanky is down below you, Swooky. I don't know why the setup keeps changing. We're going to find a different program to do this because we're all types of jack-mackled up. But I digress. So anybody who was watching the pre-roll before we got into the recording here, they were talking about their joke "Only Friends."
Yeah, it's definitely a joke.
Had a conversation prior to Christmas, and my buddy's roommate, she was asking me questions because she was trying to get into the OnlyFans. She wanted to start doing the feet thing, so we discovered there's also Only Feet, which is people who are into just feet.
Feet finder.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't care.
He would know. That's why he's
that's-
talking.
That's what it is.
Resident
It's
expert
Finder.
here.
But we were having a conversation about the fact that is obviously OnlyFans and things like that. 90 to 95% of the people who take advantage of it, and heard a statistic today that OnlyFans in the year 2022 has garnered over 4.6 billion with a B dollars, 4.6 billion dollars in donations, tips, memberships, subscriptions, unlocks, I don't care what you call them. But 4.6 billion. So we had a conversation as to what could we do on the inverse of that to get women to subscribe, because women don't always want to watch dirty stuff. They're not wired the way men are. We'll watch some filth. Like we're nasty beasts. Let's be honest. If there's a thing called Feet Finder, for frick's sake. So she jokingly came up with a channel called Only Chores. And Only Chores is basically husbands, boyfriends, guys going around the house folding laundry, doing the dishes, dusting the curtains, wiping down the windows, cleaning the tub, like all these cleaning things. And this
You like
spiraled.
the way I clean that mug?
Yeah, baby, I'm gonna get in there deep. I'm gonna clean that
You want me to
grout.
use the Brillo?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna power wash this sidewalk so good.
The only problem with it is those women are going to be like, you're not doing it right. You need to do it this way. And the nagging would still be there.
Well, some women are into negging, so
They start a whole new movement called anti-nagging instead of anti-bullying.
Or that's what they're paying to have somebody to nag, so they're not having to nag the husband. They come nag the incompetent person on Only Chores, and they're like, no, you're not. Oh, okay. And the more you pay, the more you subscribe, the more nagging you can do, so that way your husband's not dealing with it.
now my
You're
only
taking one
thing
for the
is
team.
anybody who is on Only Chores has to be called a chore whore.
A chore whore.
Hell yeah.
What if I get on
Or
there
a
just
chore or...
what if I get on
Welcome,
there-
No.
welcome to the chore
Fine,
house.
I'll
You
just go
pay,
back
I
over here.
play. I don't know, because she was talking about doing the foot thing, and she's like, "Well, what kind of stuff are guys into with feet?" I was like, "You got to talk to people who are into feet." So I'll let y'all fill in the blanks. But I was coming up with like some guys like people like the smush videos,
Oh.
stepping on pies and shit. She goes, "Well, I don't want to buy pies." I'm like, well, perfect. He'll bake the pie, so that's the first video. Then you step on the pie. That's the second video. Then he cleans the pie up, and that's the third video.
Or eat the pot. Never mind.
No, that's the fifth or sixth video. We're just stopping at 4.
Yeah, but I was like, y'all could turn this into a whole spiel. And the one other guy that lives in the house with them is a technical guru. I was like, so he can set up the website and run all the cameras and shit. You can smash stuff with your feet. He can do all the stuff with the cooking and the cleaning, and y'all could just turn this into your whole content house and the onlychores.com.
I'm gonna make wine out of an apple pie. Ooh. Then somebody can yell at him and go, "That's not how you make wine."
I don't know. Again, it was just talking about a joke like that. I was like, that's hilarious. The fact that women would stop playing with the effects. Jesus. You take your Ritalin, you two. God bless America.
Never was clinically diagnosed with that.
Well, I don't need to clinically diagnose with you. I've known y'all long enough. Y'all got some ADD running through you. Probably threw a few more letters in it.
Bitch, you can't spell ADD.
Yep. All right. So I would ask everyone how your holiday was, but we know Swookies was dog shit.
I'm right there with him.
Spanky got gifted some snow recently. How was that, Spanky?
It wasn't.
I don't know who authorized that, but I need to see him in my office immediately.
Brother, trust me. Nobody around here authorized negative 10-degree weather, but somebody still sent that shit to my doorstep.
Yeah, I sent it to Swooky. I told him it was coming.
Yeah, and it went
The
straight
shit.
to my attic.
Shit ain't gonna make me suffer without making him suffer. Though it made him suffer pretty bad. I'm sorry.
He was over there building an ark in his house.
Yep.
He's up there gathering squirrels. Male, female, male.
I mean, I wanted your nasty ass to take a shower, but damn.
Yeah. Speaking of showers, I haven't had one since I don't remember when now. Starting to make cheese. It's called Fromunda cheese.
So what flip of the
Can't go
underwear
to
are
the
you on yet?
in-laws and shower there?
Who? The who laws?
Your girlfriend's parents?
Well, the dad lives in Jacksonville, Florida.
And
the mom lives
time of year to go.
that's right. It was the parents of the ex.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And now that I'm gone from there, I don't talk to them anymore.
Did that not
They
end
might
up
still
well?
love you. You never know.
I just distancing myself. That's not a conversation. Anyway, so
It could be if it's fucking cleanliness of your balls.
Yeah,
So,
dude. At this point in time, y'all need to
truck
check into
stop it is then, bud.
WYMCA and go freaking wash them nuts.
I have dude wipes, so
Oh, somebody's been to KFC. You get the wet ones.
if they're good enough for our boys overseas, they're good enough for me.
They're not good enough for anything.
I mean, I would just do Spanky's idea and just go to the fucking truck stop and,
Give a horse bath.
No, at the
No,
truck.
you
got
actually
a
do. Those
shower at
showers
work.
at the freaking truck stops are phenomenal. The pressure on those
I don't
places.
even have any near me, so
Lies.
not
You're in
where-
Atlanta.
Not where I'm at.
Whoa.
Dude, I guarantee you could walk outside,
Whoa.
fire a pistol, and you will hit a Love's.
Not where I'm at.
Or a double J or something. I mean, come on.
Nope.
You,
Anyway.
you,
An hourly
pulling my
hotel
leg.
for a shower?
An hourly hotel. Yeah, we don't have any of those around here either. I don't even think we have a hotel in where I'm at.
Lies.
There's no way. My podunk town is a population of like 15,000, and we got a damn. It's not even 50,000. That's being generous. And we got like 6 hotels and like 4 truck stops.
Hey, babe. Do we have a hotel in Loganville? Do we have a hotel
I
in
heard her
Loganville?
say yes.
Yeah, we do have one.
See, you lying sack of monkey crap.
Argue and ask. You might be female. Who knows?
He is.
If you only got one, then I know it's a cum shot in.
Still doing
yeah,
a podcast. Love you.
If you only have one in
Tried to
your
go
town,
to tried to go to
hourly.
the female as backup and ended up sinking his own ship. That's what you get, dumbass motherfucker.
I think you did. I don't ever go outside.
You can go to
See how white
What?
I am? I'm white.
what?
No,
You
I.
just do paperwork all day. We know.
Yeah.
So they were supposed to have been here today. The first time we got was earlier. It was like between the hours of 10 and 4. Then they moved it up to 4 to 6. Then they moved it up to 6 to 8. And then we got notified, hey, we're not going to make it to your house today. Okay, cool. I'm like, better be here first thing in the morning. Because apparently they were at the stop before us when shit went wrong for them. Then we just got notified, oh, they won't be here until 4 to 8 tomorrow. It's like, and then found out, because pretty much the whole ceiling in our kitchen is gone. And then we found out that the guys coming to do all the sheetrock work won't be here until like January 9th. So, yeah. The rooms, like my stream room in here, our bedroom, all the rooms are fine. But the main common house can't keep warm because it's all just going up to the attic. I got to go get some plastic sheeting and put up over the hole so to keep it from going up in the attic. But it's just been a nightmare. Been a freaking nightmare.
At least you have power.
Hell no shit.
At least
Yeah,
I have
shit.
power. Power's nice. Power is
Oh.
nice.
Bro, we say that.
Man,
It's just
throwing
shit
blackouts
just
is some bullshit.
He's
It's
just
like-
talking to us, just poof. That's
We're
just-
supposed to
that's just-
go.
That's just the luck of DFF. We're like, yeah, at least you got power. Shit,
Oh, he's dead. Yeah, right? Yeah, so no, my Christmas was fan-fucking-tastic.
It was a wet Christmas.
Okay, should I even ask you, Elkin?
Totino's Pizza.
No, actually, no, we did have pizza the day before Christmas Eve. But no, I mean, Grandma's doing it. She's the ex-wife used to work at the hospice, and they call it a rally, and that's where my grandma's at right now. So she's just kind of like up and down. That, and then Christmas Day, ex-wife calls. It's like, hey, you want extra time? You can have him the rest of today and bring him back tomorrow. So I was like, well, let's ask him. That way he's not being forced to do something. And then he's like, yeah. And then get to my house and his Switch isn't charged. And then he's like, I want to go to Mom's.
See where your loyalty lies, boy.
It's just an 8-year-old with electronic.
No.
I mean, he doesn't understand that I was trying to spend time with him. Well, he got it today, though, when he figured out, oh, hey, Dad's not going to be here this week. I want to spend time with you.
Yeah, they'll wake up to that shit.
I just,
Yeah.
I was trying to break it down to him, dude. Like, I have 3 grandparents left and 1 great-grandparent. And 2 of them are out, 1 foot in the door. He still has 7 between me, his mom, and his stepdad. And so I've been trying to get him to understand that, there's more to his childhood than playing games.
Yeah.
Like, there's a country song, I don't remember what it's called or who sings it, but it's about you can put something off until you can't cash in that rain check. And I was trying to explain that song to him as it came on, and he's like, well, they'll be here tomorrow. I'm like, that's not a guarantee, dude.
Yeah, but a lot of kids don't understand that. They just... And I think all of us are a little bit guilty of it at times as well. We play a lot of games, and we
Oh,
can
yeah.
all be
I
doing
mean-
other things. And there's a level of enjoyment. Like, the wife and I were having a discussion about our son, who suffered a stroke as a baby, so he has problems with his hand. And we allow him to play games because he's supposed to hold a controller with both hands, and it's giving him some strength and some dexterity. On top of it, him and his sister have... Dude, they're having a ball. I got them it was one of the free games as part of the PlayStation Network, and it was the Lego Harry Potter. And the two of them sit out here and they'll play the game and they'll giggle and squeal. And we made them get off the game because the wife got home and she wanted to relax and watch TV. So the two of them picked up sticks and were pretending to do the game. And we're running around and casting spells on each other, like, "Oh, Wesley, go get the blue coin. Oh, you passed the puzzle. Do the puzzle real quick." And she did the spell name and the whole 9 yards, and I'm like, "What the crap?" But it's what they got from playing video games. So sometimes video games are good. They are problem solving. They're cognitive. Too much of it, yeah. If you just like, "Hey, here's a video game. Come talk to me in 5 hours when you're hungry," that's not good parenting. But it's like, hey, here's a game that's going to make y'all, work together as a team to problem solve. Cool. Sometimes it's nice to get 2 hours of free time of them just doing their dumb shit. And you just, like Spanky did, take a nap. I've done the same thing. Like, y'all, yeah, turn your game on. I'm going to lay down and take a nap because I got a headache. But
yeah, and I mean, that's like my son. I let him, when he comes here, he plays his Xbox a little bit more than normal because he's not allowed elsewhere. So when he's here, I let him get things, let him enjoy it because I know he enjoys it. But he would much rather be outside. He'd much rather be playing football, much rather be throwing baseball, going fishing. He'd much rather be outside and doing something with me. Like, unfortunately, where we moved to, we can't just go out in the backyard like where we were and shoot his 22. But I'm going to get him another target, and he's got a bow, so we're going to get my bow back from my parents' house, and we're going to get back into archery in our backyard because I got a perfect firing lane in my backyard for archery, just not firearms. So he loves that. So he's not a kid that lives and dies and lives and breathes video games. He has a very healthy balance. Like when he's here, he plays it, he enjoys. He has a few friends he plays with. But if I go in there and be like, "Hey, bud, you want to go fishing?" We're out the door. It's there's no arguing with him. All right, let's get off the Xbox. Let's get off the screens. Nope, he'd rather be whatever is outside we can do. I have no issue with that with him. It's just I let him play it a little bit more here because he doesn't get to do that sort of stuff elsewhere. It's more chores, which chores are healthy for him, but not to the limit at which he's doing.
you got to balance work and play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's little man. He's like me growing up. I mean, I loved my Nintendo, but the only time myself and the cousins were inside at my grandmother's house playing the Nintendo is when it was raining outside, and even then it was only if it was lightning, because we were even outside in the rain. But as soon as it started lightning, nope, we were inside playing Super Nintendo or Nintendo. It was we went outside at daybreak, came back when the streetlights came on. That was all summer long.
Come back when I had to go to the restroom or had time to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we drank
Mom, I'm hungry.
water hoses.
Yeah, and even going to the restroom, it was only number 2. Because I'd go find me a tree.
A bush behind somebody's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will say that we got him, Mom and Dad got him a BB gun. And they got him one of those. Well, okay.
You'll shoot your eye out.
So this one on 10 pumps, it does 700 feet per second. 10
pumps, that's better than Swooky.
But they got him. They also got him. Hold on. Y'all continue.
Got him.
He also got him a gel blaster. I've heard this story.
Is that what happens after 10 pumps?
Sorry, go ahead, Al.
He's on the phone.
Yeah, he's on the phone. That's why he said go ahead and continue. That's why I was going to continue his story as he told it last night.
Okay.
Hold on, Milk. Never get the deep voice. So, they got him a gel blaster too, and we found out that he likes to point it at people.
Oh, I got to play devil's advocate. Deeper.
Yeah.
Deeper.
Oh, we'll let him finish here in a minute.
Back when I played football in high school.
Now
He's
we
gonna get back on to be pissed.
trying to think what all we did for ours. We had an interesting week because my last day of work was Wednesday, where we had to do our sexual harassment training, and then they took us to a place. This place is called Edison's here, and basically they got bowling and laser tag and video games and all that fun shit and food, and they fed us and drinks. And we did just a good time just hanging out with the people you work with and actually kind of get to know them a little bit and actually see everybody in like regular civilian
You got
clothes.
to do all that after being trained how to sexually harass?
Yeah.
Train how to?
No,
Wait,
that's what I thought as well. I was like, cool,
sexually
I get to learn all the new words, and they're like, no, that's not. We're how not to harass. I was like, I already know how not to harass. Just don't fucking talk to people.
Yeah.
Also know how to, but
Welcome back, Elk.
this is why people shouldn't talk to me at work. That's why I go and sit by myself, and if you come and get your feelings hurt over here, it's because you came over here. Okay, this is your fault.
Go ahead, brother.
Are you back out?
Yeah. Sorry. So, they got him a BB gun, and they also got him one of those Orbeez SMGs.
Deeper.
And he was sitting there with that Orbeez gun, and he's sort of shooting, and then he turned at me and had his hand on the trigger, like, whoa, hey, this is why we're not touching the BB gun yet. He's like, what? I was like, well, A, if you're not shooting, you need to push it into safety and take your finger off the trigger, put it outside on the trigger guard. Well, it's a trigger guard. And at this point, my dad's like, yeah, what's trigger guard? I'm like, I don't know if you're actually asking me, if you're just being an asshole. And you don't say asshole. And so he's like, well, can I shoot the BB gun now? I'm like, no. Weapon discipline first. At that point, my brother-in-law was just sitting there going, yeah, you friendly aimed at us, and it's like, I was in the National Guard, and it's a lot scarier when the rifle actually does go pew.
I mean, do you know how I learned discipline? It took a couple of windows getting shot out.
Well, see, so I was probably my son's age when my grandpa, I was younger, actually, when my
Here we
grandpa
go.
got me my first BB gun.
I swear to God, his spooky shit just crashed.
Bro, you jinxed him.
No, I'm
Jinxed
here.
him.
I'm here.
But my grandpa gave me the BB gun, and the day before he gave me the BB gun, he's like, you can kill two birds with one stone. And my grandmother, on my mom's side, had these two blue jays that always sit on the windowsill. BB a stone,
Yeah.
and it hit the first bird, it went through its head, bounced off the windowsill, hit the other one, both of them dropped. And my grandpa walked around the corner at that point and went, I was like, hey, two birds, one stone.
Ooh.
Yeah, my grandma was all over my grandpa's ass, bro. And she's like, why would you shoot him? And I told her, and she's like, why would you tell a 7-year-old that when you just give him a BB gun?
Mm-mm-mm.
I was like, well, I mean, two birds, one stone.
Now,
I still have 2 pellets in my leg.
Yeah, I can't say shit about that. Like, we literally gave my son, he wanted the Nerf Minecraft crossbow. It looks like a crossbow. It shoots 3 freaking darts, whatever. But the problem was him and his sister kept basically grabbing it and aiming it at each other's face. I'm like, okay, so 1, do not aim at someone's face. 2, get your finger off the trigger. Because they just kept grabbing it. Like when they're trying to even cock it, they're holding the handle with the trigger depressed and they're trying to cock it. And they wonder why it kept firing into the ground. And I'm like, take your hand off the trigger. Just hold it around the pistol grip, pull back on the lever, and then put your finger on the trigger once you're aiming away from someone's face.
Yeah, even worse than that, my ex-mother-in-law, she was holding my pistol, and I was like,
You want to rephrase that?
Yeah, you want to...
she was
Holding
holding
my
my
pistol.
6 hour, and she was holding my pistol.
Your
And-
sauerkraut.
Yeah, she went to to rack around in, and I look down and she's holding the trigger down as she's racking around, and I'm like, knocked it out of her
Slapped
hand. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? She's like, well, I can't pull it back. I was like, don't hold the trigger for leverage. It's like, damn.
Jesus Christ.
It'll be fine. That's what the disconnector's for.
Yeah.
Right? Right? Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
I'm right.
I think he's being yelled at. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is something about her grabbing his pistol.
Uh-huh.
She
Your
thought I was talking about,
ex-mother-in-law grabbed your wife.
Firmly around.
she thought I was talking about her. I wasn't. I'll tell her story. When I bought her pistol for Christmas a few years ago.
And he's muted.
Just gonna see technical difficulties pop up on Swookys
I hear
Discord
him.
screen.
We were shooting, and to be fair, it's a little 380 and short barrel, so it's loud, and it was making her nervous. I guess she's staring at me as I'm telling a story.
Oh, dude, I can smell the bitch wafting off of you through this screen.
And
But she's
every
about
time
to beat the 7 shades of shit out of you.
she would shoot it, and she'd go, oh, like that. And at one point, I'm filming her, and she shoots it, and then goes, and turns right towards me, and I'm like, oh! Yeah, it was good times, yeah. Love you.
That's when you just throw your wallet and tell them to take whatever they want.
You have something that can kill me. Just walk away.
Did you pay my
Also-
life insurance? What are you doing?
Also, I would like to take this time and tell everybody a cold hard fact that little 380 pistols are not actually good choices for women.
Nope. Lesson learned.
I know
She
everybody
like-
thinks they are, but if you ever fucking shoot one yourself, you will change your goddamn mind.
They kick like a mule for one. You can't control them. They're loud as shit. And she likes my 9, and I'm gonna eventually get her a 9. But that one's basically just gonna be delegated to me as a pocket gun if we ever go anywhere.
I was gonna make a joke, but I'm single, so I can get away with said joke.
So I'll make the joke. You got to let her shop for it like you do. You got to go around and feel which one feels good in the hand. You
Mhm.
know,
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's
wasn't
all
even,
it's all about how it feels in the hand. It's got to feel familiar in the hand.
Mhm.
that wasn't even the
Feels
joke.
in the hand.
That wasn't even the joke.
Probably
He
not,
said-
but still.
He said it was loud. It kind of goes everywhere. He talking about her or the pistol?
Hey, look, we
Yes.
got a bot in our chat.
Oh, bye bye.
Bye, bot.
Get banned.
Oh, I want to offer. Blah, 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 blah.
I see a Doge.
Okay.
Hey, bot, if you want to get my attention, hit that donation down there, that subscribe button.
Hit
Fuck
that
you,
sub
bot.
button before we get banned. Give me some shit at the bot sub to us and then it got banned.
Right?
Come to find out, it actually wasn't a bot.
Eh.
No,
It was
so-
just
This is
a
sad.
bot.
I was starting to tell the story about how we did our work party, and then the winter storm hit, the fun winter storm that most of us got to experience here in the Midwest.
Huh?
Not as bad as maybe some of those poor souls in Buffalo in the Northeast, but so on Friday the 23rd, just before Christmas, there was an opening. And my son got called in to do an MRI because of his stroke and his situation. So we accepted it, and we're going in there. And then because of the storm, they had more cancellations, so they got us in even earlier. So we drove over in the midst of this wonderful winter storm to do an MRI. And they gave us, was it Dazepam or whatever, which is basically knockoff Valium to give him. And this shit knocked his ass for a loop. His little freaking 72-pound butt was feeling every ounce of that stuff. And he was very good boy. They did the test. The hospital was almost without heat. Only one of their heaters was working. The other two boilers were down. So an entire hospital with no heat. Like, I'm watching all the nurses walking around in their coats and blankets draped on them, and I'm like, what the shit is going on? But got home, everything's fine. He's got a diagnosis of cerebral palsy and some other shit, but we already kind of knew that. So luckily now the state and all that are going to take care of him. So he was a good boy, so we were very excited for Christmas. Him and his sister were both going bananas and ready to go. He got the Nerf crossbow, like I mentioned, and so they already had this one little RC car. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's got two sets of wheels on it where the wheels go in opposite directions, and it's made to tumble down stairs and go over giant rocks and shit. Well, he picked out the one on Amazon, the cool Hot Wheels one. It's in blue. He wanted a blue car, so he'd match my blue car. Cool. Now I was going to give his green one to his sister, so now that he had the blue Hot Wheels one. The two of them are playing with this thing for, I shit you not, less than 10 minutes. He hits the table, and it breaks the motor on the right side of the vehicle. 10 minutes. Done. Dunzo. Broken. Shattered. Heartbroken.
Nice.
Good old Christmas.
The good thing is you can charge your truck and their RC car on the same battery.
Waka waka.
And if my power had gone out, I could have charged my whole house on it. Like the guy in Canada who did, because he didn't have power for 4 days. Except he did, because his truck.
You just plug it in backwards, right?
Yeah, sure. That's how that works, but yes.
Yeah. Cords are directional.
Power go backward, not forward. House
Actually,
go
it goes both ways at the same time.
Oh,
Well, not
Really
same time.
once.
But it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Whatever. I don't care. At this point in time, if my house goes out with power, I still have power, and I don't give a shit. So make fun of me all you want.
Yeah, you
Which
let us
brings
crack
up
our feet.
actually brings up a good question. It makes you think really deep, or at least it does me, because I don't completely understand it. But like, if AC power is just electrons going back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
how are you actually using electricity?
Okay.
Oh, shit. He has one of those high questions.
Is
I
this
know,
for the
right? Everybody
house?
just
Is
went-
this for the vehicle? Is this supposed to be in general?
Yes. Well, yeah, your vehicle's different.
Yes, it requires an inverter to go from the truck into the house.
Yeah, no, that's not even close to what I was talking about. I was talking about like actual AC. I haven't
I'm
studied
not
into
Nikola
it enough.
Tesla. I don't know these questions.
It's just back and forth, But like,
Spanky, do you need to go back
how
to
do
sleep?
you? Probably, bud.
Smoke some more weed.
Were you trying to
wish.
assume that Mac was that old that he knew what Nikola Tesla was thinking?
God, I wish, dude. If I had a tenth of Nikola Tesla's intelligence, I would be a dangerous motherfucker.
There's my Arkansas. No, let Kansas come back and win in overtime. You fucking fucks.
I mean, you know what? I'll just
Hey, at
leave
least
it
y'all
alone.
got a bowl game. And the Aggies didn't even get a bowl game.
Yeah, because we deserve to go to bowl game 6-6.
Mizzou Tigers got a bowl game.
The only
Because-
bowl game I'm interested in right now is the one you
We
can light
know.
on fire.
We know.
You're not on camera. It's legal. Go ahead.
Shit, if I could.
You can? Question mark?
No.
Not in Tennessee.
It's not illegal unless you get caught.
Well, I may
That's-
be
that's-
looking for more employment soon.
Oh.
Because
Thank
me and
you,
my
sir.
attitude is about to get myself some long time off at work.
No, the Germans don't like attitude.
9.
Mm,
Der Funken Wagner.
Anybody got any
Well-
New Year's plans?
I'm gonna tell them how much Volkswagen sucks. I could say that because I own one.
Going to Vegas tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to talk about your Vegas trip there, Elk?
Yeah, I mean,
No.
supposed to go on. Supposed to go
Cocaine,
to
blackjack, and hookers. Yes.
supposed to be going to a hockey game Saturday or Friday, and then they're asking me if I wanted to go see Bruno Mars.
You gonna catch a grenade for him?
I don't know. I don't know if I could sit there and watch a Bruno Mars concert.
You know, as dumb as that song is, you know that motherfucker fucks though, because
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could remotely sing that good. Because
Yeah.
goddamn, like my panties come off every time I hear that shit too. Just saying. Just
Nah.
saying. Matter of fact, they just slid off. Just me thinking
Did
about it.
they? Did they just slide off?
The National Guard got
Right
called
off.
out from the flood of panties. So
Like a broken fire hydrant, like a dam busting. Just
moist.
we don't talk about
Like
water
pound
pipes
cake.
busting right now.
Fire hydrants don't do that anyway. And
these brownies.
Depends on
ain't
where the
flaky
valve's
like
at. If it breaks off below the valve, it does.
Fucking Rain Man over is like, actually, to ruin your fucking pipe dream.
like Swooky's house or any sprinkler system he's ever touched.
Wow.
I'll have you know, I didn't put leaks in because they weren't on the prints. I only installed leaks if they were on the prints. Thank you very much.
Installed leaks.
Those were built in.
Yeah.
Installing the leaks, is that like finding the 710 cap?
No, that's what we used to say. It's like, hey, it didn't leak. It's like, yeah, it wasn't on the prints.
That's kind of like you don't let the smoke out of the wires.
You know, make sure you contain in your sparks from your welding or grinding.
You gotta get this, yeah, and then when you're working on a car, you gotta go get those exhaust samples.
Yeah, so my company that I work for now and the previous company I work for have both combined probably over 300 calls in 3 days from sprinkler systems here.
All of them bursting from the cold. Yeah.
Yes. I'm just glad, which not really glad because it happened to me here anyway, but it would have been much worse if I had lived in an apartment I used to live in because their attic was not insulated well at all, which really doesn't matter. 2, there were wet systems in the attic, which is a big no-no for most parts of the country. And a lot of them, when they were installed here, they weren't expecting temperatures to be like they were. So you're supposed to have a dry system installed in attics or anywhere that's going to be cold. So that's the problem, is all these attic systems in apartments and everywhere else are around here are wet. And now when you have sub-freezing temperatures, it don't play well.
But heat
Somebody
rises,
didn't watch the day
Swooky, so
after
why is the
tomorrow.
attic so cold?
I was gonna say let's have a Bill Nye moment, but Swooky, why don't we put wet systems in the attic?
Well, Elk, it's because... Shut up.
It's because you don't insulate the attic, so therefore there's no temperature being kept.
Bullshit,
Look,
you insulate out attics.
Don't.
It was even his hot water that busted.
Yeah,
Explain
that was
one to
my
me.
hot water that busted.
Because
That's
hot water freezes faster than cold water.
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't know that for true.
Yes, that's because that's why the Zamboni machines at the hockey games puts out hot water because it re-ices the top of the ice faster.
See, I'm going with Patriot. Like a lot of houses, the attic is not insulated. They're putting the insulation on top of the drywall on your ceilings of your rooms. The outer roof is usually not insulated. Most places don't do that because of the nails you drive through the shingles. Now, some places have gone into the habit now of the spray-in stuff, of spraying it in. But if it's the old school pink Panther fiberglass rolls, they don't do it. They usually just lay it on top. Huh?
Asbestos.
I said I'm itching just thinking about this shit.
I used to install
It's
insulation, and you don't use
Baby
nails
powder.
to put
powder.
the insulation up anyway. You can use
I know, but I'm talking about the nails that are coming through the roof from the shingles is why they
It
usually
also
didn't do that.
depends. Yeah.
I know your big ass wasn't on the roof putting shingles up.
wasn't big
I've
back
done
then.
it. It ain't no fun.
Look,
My
No.
Just
props
my
to
ass
all
in
those
high
guys.
school, I was not big, and I did that shit.
No, I worked in insulation, and we did a lot of blow insulation.
We did a lot of blow.
Try again.
Ah!
We did a lot
We
of
could do
blow
14 houses a day. Holy shit, it was snowing.
Let's go roof, motherfucker!
So, there's two funny stories with that. First, blow. Second is my old boss used to say, "Hey man, I got a blow job for you." And it's just like, oh really? But anyway, yeah, we did blow insulation, and that was not fun in the summer because either way, you're gonna die. For one, it's hot as hell up in the attic, and it's hot as hell inside those fucking trucks. Because the guy feeding the machine's got to be inside a fucking box truck feeding that shit. It's not comfortable.
No.
And you're sweating and just getting all that nice fiberglass all over you. And there's no way around it unless you wear a Tyvek suit, and then you're gonna just actually die from being hot.
You're going to dehydrate like a freaking thing of beef jerky with goggles.
But it's gonna feel so amazing.
But the point I was getting at with attics being insulated and with the sprinkler pipe is when we run sprinkler pipe in attics, depending on what we're doing, if it's for the attic itself, yes, it's run up in the eaves and it's run up through the rafters and towards the peak. But when I'm talking about apartments, your top floor, the sprinkler pipe is run along the joists that your sheetrock and the ceiling's tied to. So it's run around along the joists. And then insulation is supposed to be, you're supposed to have it covered in plastic and insulation laid over it. So it's supposed to protect it somewhat from the cold. But most of the attics, in apartment buildings, were built cheaply and they don't insulate it well up top. And it's mostly plastic systems. So you can't really heat trace plastic systems because you'll just end up melting the CPVC. And it doesn't work out well. And they also weren't expecting the cold that we got. Because in this area, that's like once in every 50 years kind of cold.
Yeah.
So
What
it's
is,
just
what is the temperature rating on PVC? I thought it could handle heat trace.
I know when it gets hot, it'll expand up to an inch.
yeah, CPVC is a little different. Than it can actually handle some heat tracing, but the problem is there's a lot of fly-by-night companies or companies that just don't give a fuck or trying to stay under budget won't match the heat tracing to the pipe they're installing. So they'll just go get whatever heat tracing they get and throw on there, and it's not rated for that pipe. So a lot of people just avoid it. And I mean, you'll see it more so in the riser rooms around the risers themselves instead of in the attic, it's fine, but still the whole system needs to be heat traced if you're going to heat trace it. But it's like I saw a video from back home over in Birmingham, and somebody sent a video in that was a backflow was busted, frozen and busted, and just geysering water. And it still blew my mind because yes, in Florida, in South Alabama, South Georgia, Florida area, you will see backflows above ground outside because it never freezes there. But that far north into Alabama, there is no reason you should be installing backflows above ground outside because it still reaches freezing temperatures up there. So it was just blew my mind. Whatever contractor installed a fucking backflow above ground, I didn't understand it.
They're brother from Florida.
Probably.
That and
Yeah.
they are talking about Alabama.
Yeah, very true. But I mean, they did. We wouldn't have made it to the moon without Huntsville.
Word. Hashtag rednecks made NASA.
And Nazis. Rednecks and
Whoa.
Nazis.
Oh no, it was just us. Fuck them.
I don't think redneck.
Maine.
Well,
You gotta have some. You
Technically-
gotta have a redneck engineer or two in there because you gotta have again like the Apollo 13
Technically, we
mission.
built the nuke's right up the road from me.
Like you had some redneck nerds in there. Like, okay, what all do we have on this space capsule that we can turn into this stuff to save these boys? You're not
They
getting
went
a
out
bunch of guys with freaking pocket squares and stuff figuring that out. You're getting some guys who grew up in like the backwoods of Arkansas or outside of Tupelo or something like. All right, now.
You got moonshiners looking like, now that would make a good seal on that still, so that'll work.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Oh,
hook
shut
6
up,
batteries up
Patriot,
in
with your
cherries, you can make yourself a stick welder.
freaking Patriot with his fake ass Red Billy shit. Go away.
Red Billy's not a thing.
Red Billy,
You're-
the first thing on it says racist individuals. Go away.
Yeah, we don't approve that message.
Hey, this is the first time I've ever heard that word. So
It's some word he
No.
made up, and then he Googled it and accidentally posted the full Urban Dictionary definition of it in the Discord, and then he immediately went to go delete that shit. But before he could delete it, Graham got a snapshot,
oh,
and yeah, it's like a racist person that lives in North Dakota. We're like, oh, that's oddly specific.
Just
You mean
like
Southern Canada?
Yeah.
the other day, he told me, because his name in our Discord is Ryan Upchurch. And he's like, you think people might think I'm the real Upchurch? It's like, no. Nobody thinks you're Upchurch.
Not even in the ballpark.
You know,
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, well, but my one of my favorite things I ever saw during the winter time doing a ride along with the sheriff's department is a guy got busted with a growing pot in his attic. He was in a apartment complex, and the rooftop to the left of his apartment had ice and snow on it. The apartment to the right had ice and snow on it. His apartment, big old dry spot.
What you got going on up there? Oh, just crypto mining. Crypto mining, that's it.
Yeah, crypto mining in the
I got
backwoods of
46
Arkansas.
GPUs up there humming away, boss. Trying to get that Bitcoin.
Makes you wonder how many times one of those have been busted thinking it was like pot growers and shit.
Well, that's usually the meme is like you see it like pot, Bitcoin, and then I forget what the third one was. Or like running Tarkov.
The other funny call that we had to go assist the fire department on. Well, not a funny call. It was kind of a shitty situation, but meth heads had to call the fire department because their meth lab blew up. And guess what? When you're high tweaking off your ass, you don't filter yourself. We need a fire truck. Our meth lab blew up.
Maybe
At that point in time.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes of Cops. This crackhead called 911 and said that he needed a police officer out there. Somebody stole her money. Cop comes up there and he said, "What's going on?" And she's like, "This bitch in here stole my money." And he's like, "Well, what do you mean stole your money?" And she just keeps going on and on. And he goes, "Okay, what happened?" And she goes, "Well, I went up to buy a gram of crack from her, and she didn't give me my crack and took my money." And he goes, "What?" And then the lady opens the door, and she's like, "No, I gave her crack." And he just says the whole, "Hold on, what did you just say?" And he goes, "Yeah, I bought crack from her. She never gave me my crack, but kept my money." And the girl kept saying, "No, I gave you your crack." And he's like, "Okay, let's come on."
everybody come on out.
Yeah. Shell's like, "It's pure Cops."
That one was in Fort Worth.
Oh, you remember the episode?
No, I remember
Well,
that thing went viral. Like,
Yeah.
excuse me, what?
That
Like, did I
and
just have this stumble into my lap?
the TikTok that I've seen recently, he pulls the car over, the cop walks up to the driver's window, and he's down talking to her, and the guy in the passenger seat just bails out and starts running. And the cop's like, he's like, "You ain't got no warrants." And he just keeps on running. And he's like, "Terry, you ain't got no warrants." The dude just running. And he's like, "Could you tell him he ain't got no warrants?"
So story time. That's from Johnson County, Arkansas, from 5 minutes up the road from me. And when they stopped him, he emptied his pockets and had 2 grams of meth on him.
Oh.
He didn't have any warrants yet.
No,
He
no
didn't have
warrants,
any
though.
warrants.
Yeah. Because
He does
I
now.
was sitting there and I was looking at the video and I was looking at the county side. I was like, oh, no.
There's that one that's been going around. There's the one where he pulls over the guy and he's got him out of the car. Like, what are you really doing with this woman? He said, "Look, man, I got a job and blah 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 blah." And you look, and this fat lady's just sitting there running down the street, and he goes and chases her and tackles her. And the whole time the dude's like, "Look, I ain't got nothing to do with this." He's like, "I was just giving her a ride. I got a good job," and she's just going running down the street. I love watching that. This shit's funny.
No, that's my favorite shit, bro.
That and people getting tased. The wiggling shit.
Oh, dude, when they just go instantly, like the light switch off.
Would rather get tased 5 times than getting OC sprayed.
My favorite's whenever it happens to a Karen, because all you hear is yammer, 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 and all of a sudden, taser, 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 and she yammer, yammer.
Ride the lightning, bitch.
There was, I don't remember what it was. It was on some cop compilation on YouTube. But they went to a call, and this guy. Okay, so imagine if me and Swooky and Spanky were standing side by side by side. That's how big this cat was.
It's a big boy.
So they threw tear gas in his house, and this motherfucker legitimately Beverly Hillbillies kicks a fucking tear gas can out of his house. They send in one of the robot cars to try to see like what's going on in the house. Motherfucker throws it through his fucking window. Finally comes out, and yeah, at this point I realize I'm small compared to this man. And this rookie cop is in front of him, and he's probably like maybe, like being generous here, maybe 5'7", 110. Standing in front of this man and points his taser at him, facing him, like, hey, bad idea. Frontal taser shot doesn't do shit, especially to someone that fat. And he tases him, and the motherfucker just rips it out and starts charging him, like, you done fucked up. If he falls on you, you're dead.
Don't shoot Mongo. You'll just make him angry.
But yeah, afterwards, they're like, why did you shoot him in the chest? He's like, he was facing me.
Because I couldn't get around behind him. I didn't have enough time or gas.
My dad deployed his taser on a guy one time, and one of the barbs hit him in the nose. Pierced his nose. Like, it literally went right through the nostril, and you could see the prongs on the inside. It was like, ooh, shit.
They told a story about that. About some cops did it. They went to shoot the guy, and he was trying to run and fight him, and the taser hit him right in his Johnson, and the other one in one of the peaches.
I give up.
Yep. Don't hit it. No button. No button. No button.
Stop. Time out.
No fried Vienna sausages. Stop.
Pineapple.
He's sitting like, did he just say time out?
Sorry, sir, I can't turn it off.
I did it. I even killed JFK. Just take me to jail.
Get this thing out my wiener.
Let's get this over with right now.
Yeah. Oh.
Should have just shot me instead.
Yeah,
Wouldn't have
right.
hurt as much.
Shoot me.
Trying to pull those things out is a son of a bitch too.
Yeah, I've been dry tased before a few times, and
I got the prong shot into me. When I was driving the tow trucks here in St. Louis, one of the cops, the older chief of police, he wanted to use his taser, so he offered me $100. And I said, okay, on 2 conditions: 1, cash in hand before you shoot, and 2, I get to go to the restroom before you shoot. He agreed. So I went in and I voided my bowels and promptly went outside, took off my shirt. He handed me a crisp $100 bill and then shot me in the chest with that thing and dropped me on the damn ground. And, ouch.
Yeah, I'm good. I've been electrocuted before. I don't need to experience it.
Yeah.
Like I said, hands down, would rather do that than getting the OC pepper balls because it's just pure extract.
Well, the pepper balls suck because they're so goddamn hard that they hurt like a son of a bitch before they even pop.
Yeah, it lasts longer though. Like that shock is just.
Yeah,
Even the beanbag. Fuck a beanbag.
Yeah.
Oh no, fuck that beanbag, dude.
Or the riot control rubber balls.
The rubber rounds, that shit will kill people. We use those in the Marines for riot control training, and that shit.
Yeah.
I'd rather you just hit me with a baseball bat.
Was that Jackass 2 that they did?
Yeah.
The rubber ball bearings.
It was the one that it's the system they use in front of the embassies overseas.
Yeah, I want some of those. I want to put those on my house for whenever the neighbors come by.
Oh yeah, the rubber claymores. Oof.
Yep.
That was so. That was like they were talking about the other day on I can't remember which podcast it was I was watching, but they were talking about the Marines the SEALs getting in trouble because of the OC spray.
Everybody, they were talking about it because SEALs get OC sprayed, and the Army with that whole video of the 4th Infantry Division where they're doing the motivational run and they're dropping CS gas on. I'm like, everybody in the military gets gassed in order to prepare yourself for it. I had the misfortune of getting out of basic training, went to my infantry battalion. 3 weeks later, we got gassed again because they were starting to spool us up to get ready to go overseas to do a MEU. So I got gassed, and a month after getting out of SOI, I got gassed again. I'm like, this is bullshit. You're supposed to get gassed like once a year. I got gassed twice in 2 months.
That's what's wrong with you.
But apparently the person that blew the whistle on the SEALs one was somebody that got kicked out of Buds.
Because he couldn't hack it.
Yeah, and so like in SEALs, they don't do it inside a building. For what they were talking about. In SEALs, it's outside because there's so many people, and it's just the little pellets on a stick, and they sit there like a multitude of pellets, and they sit there and move it through them all.
Yeah, I can even imagine them doing like the old school days of just popping a couple of CS grenades and throwing them on the beach while they're sitting there freaking laying in freezing water, so you got to sit there and freeze and suck in CS gas. You don't become badass, hard-charging Tier 1 operators without some discomfort.
Well, that's what they were talking on the podcast, is because it's like...
what's next? We're going to give all of them Snuggies and hand warmers? Hey, Smirky subscribed.
Thank you, sir.
3 months with the 2 concurrent month streak. Yay.
Two cut?
Yes,
Two
cut.
Two cut.
Well, all I know from experience, one of those pepper spray keychain thingy-mabobbers. I had one of those go off in my pocket one time.
Hey, Smirky gifted 5 more subs. Mazel tov.
Hey, the Smirky. Hey, yeah, I had one of those go off in my pocket one time. That was not fun. My balls had pepper spray, and my dickhead, it burns. It burns. It burns real bad. That's why they tell you not to touch your face or your balls after you get pepper sprayed. Yeah, it was a high concentrated blast to my dick.
Right down the pee hole.
Yes, it was. I cried.
Sparky, so what do you want, bud? Do you want the feet or the cheeks?
He wants the brown eye.
He wants the whole brown eye.
That comes with the cheeks.
Mine's especially brown.
He wants the one that stinks and not the one that winks.
All right, Sparky, give him the feet.
Oh, lick toes, you nasty mother.
Hey, I hadn't had a shower in a few days.
Give him the toes. He'll clean you up like a cat.
Ay.
Freaky stuff. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
You eat booty like groceries, don't you? Lick ears.
What?
I doubt this boy knows what freaky is. Have you been listening?
Not
to the
everybody
podcast?
shoves rods down their penis, Spanky.
Hey, I mean,
I'm just saying. I mean,
he's definitely
not
into
freaky.
Eating booty's not like anymore. Eating booty's not like.
That's where poop
That's
comes
like
from. That's still definitely on the freak list.
That's where poop comes from.
No, that's like a requirement, though.
No, it ain't.
That's why you make sure she doesn't. That's why you make sure she doesn't eat for a couple hours beforehand.
Or at least corn, so you can have a snack. Sweet corn. No.
As long as it's not cream of corn.
Candy corn.
You know how freaky Smirky is? He actually did a doggy style last night. That's how freaky Smirky is.
Yep.
Oh, so like freaky.
Unfortunately,
like
he was the dog and she was the hydrant.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait. You got that backwards. He was the hydrant. She was the dog.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Sparky was just sitting in the room, and the girls never showed up. It was just a bunch of guys walked in.
Showed up to the gangbang, but no girls showed up.
the girls never came.
The girls never came. All the guys came, and they showed up too. Hey.
It looked like the Broncos. It looked like the Broncos defense in Smirky's bedroom.
You know the meme with the little white girl and that's Smirky on the.
I just take that picture, just put a ball cap on her, and it's Smirky.
Cowboy
A
hat.
long black train.
He wears a baseball cap. He don't wear no cowboy hat.
So obviously subbing means you get roasted.
Of course.
That's a new thing.
Or in his personal favorite, spit roasted.
Don't worry, Smirky. You know we do it out of love. We would have ignored you if we hated you.
I'd say that joke pegged him, but I think his wife took care of that.
Hey-o.
I mean, some people's into that.
Yeah.
He was already on the podcast once tonight before he even came in here.
Go ahead, and now that he's put up those donations, those
he paid.
Go ahead. You can put up his number.
Yep, he paid for the
So
donation.
is that what?
Give out his number.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can give 6 numbers out of his phone number. Doesn't have to be in any particular order. Just 6 random numbers.
Spooky messes up. Gives Sparky the wrong number.
Right.
He calls him. He's like, "Spanky, you bastard!" It's like, "Hello, this is Gladys."
It's like what you find in like a
I'm
porta
getting
potty,
yelled
like
at.
call
What
this
now? What did I
number
do
for a good
wrong now,
time.
Smirky?
And for our listeners, we're discussing this on our Twitch chat, where you can find us at twitch.tv/deepfriedfriends.
Yeah.
Well, you need to type faster. Okay, I am at the point in my life where I'm questioning my own sexuality. As long as it's between consenting adults, you don't need to question anything. Do what feels good. Enjoy yourself. Mazel tov.
I mean,
Go into
don't
anything
fuck
at any time,
kids.
and anything can go into you at any time. That's the great thing about life.
yeah, I'm not gonna hate on any of that.
I'm vanilla, so I'm not getting into that. But
His finance ain't about it, though. I think he means fiance.
He's finance.
Fiance.
But I can't afford that
Finance.
either, so my finance ain't about it either.
Fanasi.
You should go discuss your finance with author motive mechanic.
Yeah, author mechanic.
Tom Cruise and
I
Whitey
mean-
Tighties gets me going. Well, the dude is a good-looking guy for being almost 60. Let's just say that much.
Whatever
I mean,
jokes you wrote.
He has a center tooth. It always bothered me. His tooth is center of his face. Patriot just sent me a meme. I guess he's too scared to share it in our Discord. It's a picture of Joe Biden sitting next to Zelensky. It says, "A 44-year-old man with his sugar daddy." Oh.
Ooh.
I basically posted the same picture of Dr. and Jill Biden,
Love you, Sparky.
hands on butts, fingers in holes. Either that or that one that I posted about the Nancy Pelosi standing up, putting on her bra, going, "Okay, now let's go get you that $47 billion in aid you asked for."
Yeah, that one of our mutual sometimes friends was like, "Oh, I would never do that." It's like, bullshit, I would in a heartbeat.
I hate
Okay,
that
you say
woman's guts,
sometimes,
but
friend.
$47 billion is $47 billion.
Did you see Tucker Carlson's joke the other night on Fox?
No, what?
He said Michael Jackson is well alive, and he kept going on about this. And he's like he's like Michael Jackson was seen on TV. It fucking pans over to Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, he did that a few years ago, I believe, is when he initially aired that. Shit was
I
hilarious.
just saw it on TikTok, and I was like,
Yeah.
dude.
All right, we need to wrap this up. It's almost time for me to put little people in bed, and I know
I
it's
don't know
getting
how
late
to wrap
for
it
you.
up, so I'll let you do it.
We don't know how to wrap it up.
My heathen, disgusting friends here.
What?
Only on Tuesdays.
Hey, me and Spanky are trying to repopulate the world.
Please don't.
But y'all keep sticking it in crazy.
Max.
I haven't found any that's not.
Stop.
Yeah, I mean it's all attached to crazy.
That's a good note to end on.
Yeah. So we're going to go around the room and let everybody say goodbye, starting with Swooky.
Waka waka. Take care of yourselves, and remember what I always say that I'm not supposed to say out loud anymore. Don't mess with them kids.
Yep. To my brother from another mother, Elkin.
Don't stick your dick in crazy.
Good point. Belt-fed sniper, Spanky.
Don't listen to elk. Do what you want, and good night.
And from all of us, again, thank you all for joining us. Thanks to Smirky and the others for subscribing. New Year's is coming up in a couple of days. Enjoy yourselves. Have a happy New Year. Be safe. We out.
Don't fuck